everyone, my name's Emily with Chipped and Polished, and today this video is going to be a little bit different than my usual furniture flipping content. I'm still going to be flipping a piece, but I also wanted to share a few other projects with you that are in my new booth space at Yellowhammer Antiques in Leeds, Alabama. As a second note, my family was also moving while I was getting ready to start this new booth space, so you're going to see some clutter and packing material and such in the background. That's the reason for that. We are officially moved into our new home now. We love it, and it should mean that I have a lot more time for furniture flipping and YouTube videos. Now let's get started. Starting off with this rocking chair, I fell in love with the cane back on this piece. It was so sweet. It didn't need much of anything, but it did have a few scratches. Here I'm just giving it a quick cleanup with a rag and a little bit of Dawn, just to get rid of any bit of dirt and dust that would be on there. Once that was all cleaned up, thoroughly dry, I started with Howard's Restore a Finish in the dark walnut color, just to cover up any scratches and blemishes. There were just a couple of places where the Restore Finish didn't completely cover the scratches, so I tried these furniture scratch markers that I got from Hobby Lobby. I ended up using the maple color on here, and I felt like it worked out pretty good. After that, it was time to go ahead and use this feed and wax from Howard's. This smells like oranges, and it just seals everything in, smells amazing. And here's a photo of this rocking chair in my new booth space. Next up is this Coca-Cola crate that I found at an estate sale. I thought that this piece was super cool, and it even had the date on there. I used the feed and wax again on this just to preserve everything and condition the wood. I found this tin trough at a thrift store, and I thought that it would make a really cute centerpiece for fall if I filled it up with a few fall items. And this is just floral moss from the dollar store. And then these are pumpkins that I found on sale at Hobby Lobby. I thought they were really cute and they were perfect for this. Going back to that Coca-Cola crate, since that feed and wax had dried, it had some slots in the bottom and I didn't want things to fall through it, so I put cardboard in the bottom before adding a little bit of this straw. Okay, maybe it was a lot of straw. Using a few different materials that I had on hand, I made some stacked pumpkin pillows. I just cut squares, added the pillow fluff to it, and then tied it up with some twine to make the rinds. Once I had 3 different sizes of pumpkins made, I secured them using zip ties and hot glue, and then around the very top of the last pumpkin, I wrapped it up so it would look like a stem. Now, for the furniture flipping portion of this video, I saw this 3-drawer chest on Marketplace and I knew that it would be beautiful refinished. It has this beautiful oak grain, the mirror was in good shape, this drawer stuck a little bit, and I did notice that they had like wax flakes in them, which was weird. But what I did not notice was that the entire side was falling apart. So I went ahead and got some glue and clamps and fixed that. Once that was done, I grabbed a carbide scraper and started scraping off all of the old finish just to make it an easier job for my sander. At this point, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching so far. If you want to go ahead and subscribe and see more furniture flipping content, that would be great. And also give this video a thumbs up, that really helps me out, tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching. At this point, I wanted to go ahead and take the back off the mirror to see if I could find a date on it. This piece had nap joints or pin and code joints, which means it was created between 1870 and 1900. So I was hoping to find a date on the mirror. Apparently the mirror was replaced at some point because that date was April 29th, 1981. Once everything was scraped off with that carbide scraper, I started sanding with a 100 grit. At this point, I found an extra joint that needed some repair, and I thought about taking this out, but I left it in because I wanted to say there's a first time for everything, especially when you're learning structural repairs. You may not do it right the first time. So I almost glued this in the wrong spot, and I caught it at the last second and was able to do it right. Had I not realized what I was doing, I would have clamped this in the totally wrong spot and the drawer wouldn't have gone in right. That being said, part of learning is maybe doing it wrong the first time, realizing what you did, and fixing it. And there's no shame in that. After this, I went ahead and checked the other joints and glued this one also. Carried on with sanding all of the details and such, and this next grid would have been a 150, and after that I did a 180 grid. Now that everything was sanded and all of the dust had been wiped away, it was time to start tan washing with Fusion's Cathedral Taupe color, and I did a ratio of 1 part paint to 10 parts water. And this is just a test spot I did to see how it would look and if I needed to do water first or if I could just put it on there. This is what we would call a buildable finish, meaning you could do several coats of it. You can add more or less paint or water to get it exactly how you want it to look. I ended up sticking with the ratio that I had of about 10 to 1, and I didn't spray it with water first. Once the tan wash was dry, I applied a coat of Dixie Belle's Van Dyke Brown Glaze. This time I did mist with water first before applying it and wiping it back immediately. To me, applying some sort of glaze or stain just deepens that color and gives it a little bit more variation and interest. Next, I went over everything with a 240 grit sandpaper just to smooth out any raised grain. The last step was to go ahead and seal this piece, and I sealed with Minwax's polyacrylic in the satin finish. And I did sand in between coats with a 600 grit sandpaper. After that, I went ahead and lined the drawers with this beautiful paper I found on Amazon. And I'll be honest, this paper was beautiful. It went with it perfectly, but I struggle with this stuff because it's thinner than other drawer liners that I've used, so it was a little more difficult to work with. And here she is, all put back together. I love everything about how this piece turned out, from that wood grain to the drawer liner. Everything went perfectly on it, and it looks so good. Now that you have seen the reveal on this piece, here is my new antique booth space. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I did putting this space together and finishing this new project. Thank you so much for watching, and again, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and tell me what you think. Have a wonderful day.